What is LiquidSpeech?
LiquidSpeech is a piece of software that can run on your iPad or iPhone. You can use it to create, perform, edit and organize screenplays. Think of it as a puppet show for adults, or as a palm-top theatrical production system. You are now watching a video of a LiquidSpeech screenplay being performed on an iPad simulator. If you were to load the LiquidSpeech app onto an actual iPad or iPhone, and ask it to perform this screenplay, the result would look and sound exactly as the YouTube video you are now watching. Because the LiquidSpeech software uses text-to-speech technology instead of pre-recorded audio, LiquidSpeech media is extremely compact and easy to edit. The LiquidSpeech software user interface contains 4 major parts: a theater, where your screenplays are performed; a library, where they are stored; a help area, where you can get more information about the LiquidSpeech software; and a settings area, where you can configure adjustable parameters pertaining to voices, general settings such as email, camera image format and quality, and various commands you can insert into a screenplay to annotate images that have been presented to the audience.
How can I create a new screenplay?
All you have to do is type dialogue into an ordinary text file and include a few commands to change voices, display images and so on. Actually, even those commands are optional, but you will probably want to use at least 2 voices.
How do I create a new text file?
By clicking the button that looks like a piece of paper with the corner bent, in the toolbar at the top of the LiquidSpeech library screen, you can cause a new text file to appear in the library's hierarchical file system.
How do I edit that new text file?
Just tap your finger twice on its name, and that will cause it to be opened using a text editor. Then click the edit button, and type your screenplay. Just type what you want your fictitious characters to say. Whenever I want to insert a command into a screenplay I am editing, for example to specify which voice should be used to read the subsequent text, I like to press the icon in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. That looks like a tiny keyboard. In order to toggle between the standard alphanumeric keyboard intended for editing text, and a custom keyboard intended for inserting LiquidSpeech screenplay commands into the text, I will now demonstrate some of the commands that you can insert into any screenplay you are editing, merely by pressing buttons on the custom keyboard. Whenever you press a button on this custom keyboard, one fully functional command, that includes default values for adjustable parameters, will be inserted into your screenplay at the cursor location. The set voice command determines which voice will be used to read dialogue out loud.
So let me get this straight. If a screenplay contains a set voice Tessa command, followed by 30 pages of English poetry interspersed with commands to play sounds of barking dogs, followed by a command to silence the dogs, followed by a set voice Lee command, followed by 40 pages of Greek poetry, then, when that screenplay is performed, I will hear Tessa reading 30 pages of English poetry while dogs bark, followed by the sound of Lee reading 40 pages of Greek poetry without accompaniment.
Yes, that is exactly what will happen.
Tell me about the other commands. What else is there?
The play slideshow command will display a sequence of images. You can use the play soundtrack command to play an audio clip. You can highlight a portion of a displayed image using the frame region or highlight region commands. Different opacities, shapes and colors are available. The insert subimage command is available to insert an image into a subset of another image. You can magnify a portion of an image with the zoom image command, and you can use the insert text command to superimpose text on top of an image. You can incorporate any of the commands I just mentioned into a LiquidSpeech screenplay by typing them yourself, or as I mentioned before, by pressing buttons on our custom keyboard to have them inserted for you at the cursor location.
Can you remind me again how to make that custom keyboard appear?
You can toggle between the custom keyboard and the regular keyboard by pressing the keyboard icon in the upper right-hand corner of the screenplay editing user interface. In your screenplay, you can include multiple text fragments that have each been written in a different language, and when your screenplay is performed, those foreign language text fragments will be correctly pronounced, if your screenplay assigned the task of reading them to appropriate foreign language voices.
您好，有一个美好的一天，谢谢。
Greetings. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Salutations, passez une bonne journée, merci.
Grüße, ich wünsche Ihnen einen wunderbaren Tag, danke.
नमस्कार, आपका दिन शानदार गुजरे, धन्यवाद.
Saluti. Avere un giorno meraviglioso. Grazie. Привет. Имейте чудесный день. Спасибо.
Saludos. Que tengas un grandioso día. Gracias.
Selamlar. Harika bir gün var. Teşekkür ederim.
Very good. Tell me more about the theater.
Depending on the nature of the content you are viewing, it will contain a translucent remote control with fewer buttons, or more buttons. In order to see and hear content, just press the play button. If you are watching multi-dimensional user-adjustable content, you can increase the level of detail that is presented to you by touching the down arrow on the remote control. You can reduce the level of detail by touching the up arrow. You can increase the information density by touching the rabbit icon, and you can reduce the information density by touching the turtle icon. Each time you change the information density, or level of detail, the player will pause, and you will have to press the play button again in order to continue. If you touch the document icon, in the upper left-hand corner of the screen you can toggle the theater between a text-only mode and text and image mode that is intended for presentations that contain graphics.
Can you tell me more about the library?
When you are in the library, you will see a toolbar across the top of the screen which includes a down arrow for opening the currently selected folder, an up arrow for jumping to the folder that contains the folder whose contents you are viewing at any given time, a right arrow that you can press to attempt to play the currently selected item, a document icon that you can press to create new content, a camera icon that you can press to snap a photo or import a photo from your iPhone's camera roll into the LiquidSpeech hierarchical file system, a rename icon that you can use to rename files and folders, a mail icon that you can use to mail files as attachments, and a cut copy paste icon that you can use to reorganize the content of the LiquidSpeech hierarchical file system. More detailed information is available in the Sample Content 2 presentation. You can find a link to it in the LiquidSpeech software help area. To go there, just press the question mark icon in the lower right hand corner of your screen.